Alright. By the way, I've swapped over to Blood because, well, I thought it would be kind of fitting since I'm about to go to a zone full of vampires. Mills.
Hear the words of the Arbiter.
What has transpired in Ardenweald? Tell me everything. Well, it took me a while to get an audience with her, but there's this group that I encountered on my world called the Drust. They have issues, but I did get to reunite with an old friend, and we were able to save her. So that's what mattered to me before I was able to finally deliver that message to the Queen. Awaken the Dreamer was the last part of that, which we did. So, the Queen told me to go see this guy named Sire Denathrius. Revendreth is quite possibly the most efficient realm at extracting anima. Perhaps they can lend aid where others cannot. Know that while souls sometimes return from Revendreth, they are never the same when they do. It is a dark realm, where those the Arbiter deems worthy of a chance of redemption are sent. Their path, however, is not an easy one. Kasher will assist you in opening the gateway to Revendreth. Meet him in the Ring of Transference.
One day, she will awaken.
Here we go. The fourth and last of the gates. The Bastion and Maldraxxus ones are over there. There's the Ardenweald one. And here's the Revendreth one. I like how each has a very associated color. Bastion was white, Maldraxxus is green, Ardenweald is blue, and then Revendreth is red. My gosh, even that looks like... Man. You always get the sense that anima and blood could possibly be somewhat a similar or even the same thing in this particular zone. We are going to a place with a bunch of vampires, after all. Aristocratic vampire. Let me just let you guys know that what I'm expecting is a zone, based on what I've heard, is a zone very full of a bunch of aristocrats, very smug, very arrogant. Yes, you are beneath me. I am quite superior to you as I sip this glass of... Oh, it's not really wine, it's actually anima, but it may as well be wine or even blood. But it doesn't matter, because I'm so much better than you. Yeah, that's basically what I'm expecting from these aristocratic vampires, which, just those two words alone put together, that implies a lot. But I'm expecting I'm actually going to have some fun in this. That because of that, this is actually going to be a very entertaining zone to go through. I'm very much hopeful of that. Has it switched? Yes, it has. So this one is 7 chapters. The Master of Revendreth. I'm sure we might get to see the animation that had to do with this, which was fairly short. It was mainly just a letter from Denathrius to his loyal and faithful subjects. But, we'll probably get to see it.
How may I serve?
Send me to Revendreth. This is going to be interesting. I will say, if I wasn't joining Maldraxxus, this is the other one I would consider joining. Mainly because the sets and such look really cool. Especially the plate one. But also the leather one. This is the one that I was figuring my Demon Hunter was going to join. Okay, not as awe-inspiring of a sight as Ardenweald was, where as you flew in, you saw the trees, and it was like, oh my gosh, what a beautiful shot. What a beautiful sight. Here it's like, oh. It's a we are in a cemetery. And there's a castle far off in the distance. I love that a lot of people were anticipating this was going to have a lot of, like, Castlevania type of vibes to this zone. A lot of, bleh, Transylvania, I want to suck your blood. You know, a lot of vampire jokes and such. If there are a bunch of, like, Castlevania jokes and references and such in here, I'm going to laugh a lot. And I'm not even that big of a fan of the Castlevania series. I haven't really played the games like other people have. But if they really just embrace this whole it's a zone full of vampires thing, it's probably going to be very entertaining to go through.
Masters! Masters! The creature has arrived!
I ain't seen one of them in a while. This one looks funny. That is because they're still alive, I think. Don't be insensitive. Welcome, damn soul, to Revendreth. Your last hope at redemption. Right this way, and we'll get you sorted.
I mean, he's not wrong. I mean, after all, I am a Death Knight, so it makes sense, doesn't it? When you think about it. Rendell and Cudgelface. Still kind of taking in my surroundings here. Stoneborn Enforcer.
You being followed?
Sorry for the state of things. Usually Aventhia would be here to greet you. Been a while since we've seen anyone come through that gate. All good, though. As I know the welcome speech better than a good morning whipping.
I'm sorry, what? Oh, wait, that's right. That's something very important about this zone. But I'm sure he's about to go over that, like we've had with the other zones.
Well, you ain't like the others. Usually you're supposed to be dead before you come here. Oh well, a sin is a sin and a stone is a stone, as it goes. Let's get you sorted out with your sin stone. This way, if you please.
Yeah, don't trust anything with women. As a newly arrived soul, you should know this is a place of torment and penance. Not to fear, though, for as you can see by these many sin stones, the road to redemption is possible. Each of these sin stones represents a soul who has come to this place and cleansed themselves of their sins. Eventually moving on from here, or accepting the role of Aventhia.
Which is why there are a couple of notable people that we are aware of that are here.
My master did say to serve everyone.
I'm more liking some of the characters here. My master did say I had to serve everyone. Ooh, hold on. There's a innkeeper right over here. Let's go ahead and bind our Hearthstone here. Roller. The resting hole.
Fresh goods here. Some of them even work.
No shame in needing a bit of rest. You're mortal after all.
Well, if that's all then.
Chugs, chews, and stews. Alright. Stoneborn Watchers. Zealous Souls. Mineo, the Keeper of Fates. Oh, this is a Sin Stone. Here now we record the deeds of the dead upon a canvas of stone. The burdens of a soul, hardened by regret and dark paths chosen, are things wrought through time, and can often appear eternal to mortals. But those who are eternal know that even letters, chiseled in stone, will fade, and even deeds believed unforgivable can be atoned for. Interesting. So there you go, guys. Any of you who think that certain characters don't deserve to be redeemed, Revendreth tells you you're wrong. Says every soul can be redeemed.
What sin shall we redeem first?
Ah, Nixuzard, I have seen your name upon many sinstones of newly arrived souls. You've had a most interesting life so far. What are you? I was once a soul like you, though from a much different time and place. In life I committed unspeakable horrors in the name of justice, and for my crimes was sentenced to this place. It was only after eons of service, of suffering, of penance, that the Master saw me fit enough to join the ranks of the Venthia. Now I serve as a tormentor and teacher. We Venthia cleanse souls and harvest sins. Sinstones? A sinstone is a manifestation of the accumulated burdens of your life wrought in stone. I have none for you, though, as your life is not yet complete. You still have time to correct some of your ways. Did you get part way through before the Lich King brought me back as a Death Knight? I'm just curious. No? You're not gonna tell me? Alright, fine.
Live your life wisely, or we will...
Final judgment comes from the Master. It is he who commands this place. It is he who embraces souls to become Venthia, the tormentors and eaters of sin.
Learn about the Master. Sire Denathrius, Master of Revendreth, King of the Venthia, First-Blooded, Commander of the Stoneborn, the Fangs of the Shadowlands. Behold his greatness, and weep, for it is by his grace that all you see before you exists. Okay. I gotta talk about this. I need to... See, here's the thing. From a story perspective, I would love it if I actually somehow did not know anything about, like, Sire Denathrius, about the first raid, because here's the thing. Releasing information... Now, I understand why they do this. For raiders, they have to know, they have to test mechanics, they have to get prepared, they have to get guides out for people to get informed. This is what you're going to be dealing with in the raid when it comes to mechanics. This is what you got to prepare for. They release this information months ahead of time, and this is also something they had in the beta and alpha for players to come in and test out, especially some well-known mythic raiders that would go in and actually test out each of the different levels of the raid, the first raid we're going to be going through. And the thing is, when you can be able to go into the guide and see who the bosses are, the unfortunate thing is that when you see who the bosses are, it can actually be a big spoiler. Like, just looking at who the bosses in any of the dungeons or raids are can be a gigantic spoiler. So, the thing is, for months we have known that Sire Denathrius is the final boss of the first raid in this expansion. That, well, he's a villain. You know, and it was also very obvious in the animation that they showed. And the thing is, I kind of wish we didn't get that information so early ahead of time, because I would love to see... Now, I'm going to see how they portray this as we go through the story in this zone. Do they do a good job of portraying Denathrius as if he's a little suspicious but yet on the level? Or is it just so blatantly obvious that he's a bad guy and yet we're going to be complete idiots and morons and still work with him and help him out when we shouldn't? When it's very obvious? Or is he going to be doing things that's going to make us go, you know what, maybe he's actually not that bad. He's a little, rough and strict and odd and such, but he's actually still, fulfilling his duty and doing what he needs to do, like the other leaders of the zones are, like the Archon does, like the Primus was doing, and like the Winter Queen does. But the fact that it's just such information that we get so early on that, oh yeah, no, he's the final boss of the raid, which usually means he's a bad guy. And it's just like, imagine if you're waiting to see a movie or something about a story where you don't know that kind of information, and you wait to hopefully find out about it, but then you find out about what's going to happen at the end of the film months ahead of time about this character that it turns out, oh yeah, he's not actually a good guy, he's actually a villain. And then you go see the movie and you know he's a villain, so you're not going to be surprised by the twist when it's revealed that he's actually a bad guy. You know? Unless it's just so blatantly obvious that he's a bad guy that you're still going, that then you start to go, okay, so if it's so obvious he's a bad guy, why are the good guys still helping him instead of doing something else, you know? Are we actually going to be doing stuff to help out Denathrius in this zone, or are we going to be aiding those who are opposing him? Again, I'm saying this ahead of time, wanting to know how this is going to go. Is it going to be well done, or is it going to be kind of ruined by the fact that we knew months ahead of time that he's a bad guy because he's the final boss in the first raid of this expansion? Which is usually a dead giveaway. Yeah, no, he's a bad guy. Because we know the Jailer and Sylvanas are the bad guys in this expansion. But then to find out that, no, Sire Denathrius is also one of the bad guys, that kind of puts a different twist on it, doesn't it? And a different kind of feel as we go through this here, doesn't it?
There are always those few who are unwilling to work for redemption,
Or don't agree with their sin stone.
or are simply just a bunch of bad apples.
Oh, those get the boot. Down to the moor, never to come back. Take this poor soul, for example. He's on his final warning. Won't even admit he did something wrong. Still thinks he's someone important.
For the true Venthyr.
By order of the Tithe Lord, all Venthyr of this ward must submit a quota of anima or be subjected to punishment up to and including exile to the Ember Ward. Do not interfere with the extraction process.
The Master is watching. Always watching.
These souls are so close to their final judgment that they are hemorrhaging manifestations regularly that are getting more and more dangerous. We need more souls, fresh souls, if we are to meet the quota that the Master and the Tithe Lord are asking for.
No one comes to Revendreth by accident.
Hold, creatures. This is a guest, not a charge.
Quick! Make yourself presentable. Lord Chamberlain is here.
I will not submit. Tell the Master when you see him. I defy him. I defy all of you. I was a ruler. I am above all of you filthy peasants and creatures.
This injustice must be corrected.
Yeah. So you can probably guess why certain characters that we know are here. Couple of which I think is a varied place for it. The Lord Chamberlain. Hello there.
I serve the Master.
Now that sounds like Cam Clark, the man who has voiced Medivh since Warcraft 3, and he's done other characters as well. Hopefully these wretched creatures did not bore you with their inane babble. The great Sire Denathrius, Master of Revendreth and King of the Venthyr, has asked me, his loyal Chamberlain, to escort you safely to his personal gardens. This is an honor never before bestowed upon a living mortal. You should feel honored. Come, join me in the carriage, and we shall ride to the castle in style.
Come, mortal. Let us away from this place.
Yes, let us away from this place.
No doubt by now you have heard of the anima drought plaguing our reality. We face this challenge with dignity and remain united behind the Master. Revendreth remains resolute.
Lord Chamberlain, there's a commotion up ahead. Looks like a fight.
Rebels. Just drive either over or through them. They would not dare to... What in the name of the Master?
This mortal will not become another puppet of the Master.
He is your master too, traitor! Release us at once!
As you command, Lord Chamberlain.
I'd be like, too bad I'm not on my demon hunter! You okay, Rendell?
Huh? Which bosses sent you?
The Enmire is weakening your soul. Oh, good. Still not dead yet. You see where the Lord Chamberlain or Cudgelface landed? Oh, this is bad. This is really bad. Every time one of the lads makes it down here, they don't come back. Things that come down here, they sort of stay down here one way or another. Let's make a deal. You're a Moorwalker. You go find Cudgelface and the Chamberlain while I get this here carriage back in service. And then we all get out of here before something tries to eat us and then go to work on us.
Here, right. You go find the lads, and I'll get this carriage back in a riding shape, eh? And try not to get ate.
You know, moments like these, I think of Total Biscuit. And I think to myself, how much would he have hated hearing these accents? He would not have been fond of these. He'd have been like, please stop talking like that. He was that way with the Gilneans. Ooh, Solgar Torch. Protected from the negative effects of the Enmire. Ooh. Protecting nearby players from the negative effects of the Enmire.
Mortal! Over here!
Give me a moment. Who are you?
Clearly you have come seeking the best.
A mortal in Revendreth? Well, well, well. You are primed to be at the head of high adventure. The name you may call me is Nadja the Mistblade, and if I might be so humble as to say, I am the finest duelist that has ever wielded a sword. This trap you found me in was a lesson learned in getting paid in advance. Release me and my blade is yours to command for as long as I find you interesting. Do we have an accord? You know what? Sure.
Guard, turn, parry, dodge, spin, thrust. Yes! Free at last! Come, my new friend. Let us bring ruin upon something. Anything!
Very well, then. Tessel the Snitch.
Oi, you! Not sure what landed you in the Enmire, but I need your help. See these torches? It's my gig to keep 'em lit, but it ain't like they running on flint and tinder. My stash of infused rubies got hauled off by some devourers when my back was turned. Can you find him before we both get ate by one of these horrors? You may now activate Soul Guard Braziers to protect yourself and others from negative effects of the Endmire.
Devourers. They are chewing at the foundation of our realm. I have never seen so many.
Things sure are getting spooky down here. If you got adamant-powered Soul Guard Brazier, it'll protect us all from the nasties down here.
Under the protection of the Master within explicit regions of Revendreth. Really? Does that mean, like, if I die, I get rezzed by Denathrius? Where he's like, no, no, no. It's not your time to die yet. Not while you are here as a guest of mine. I'll give more of my thoughts on Denathrius later when we actually get to him. When we actually meet Denathrius, I'll give you a little bit more of my thoughts, and it'll partly be based on what I've heard from his voice actor, even just in the animation that we saw earlier about this zone. Because I've heard a lot of people speak very positively about his voice actor. Alright, we found Cudgelface. I see a few more rubies.
It's too far.
I was about to say, Nanja, you better bring a lot of DPS. Oh hey, there's the Chamberlain.
The Mistblade graces us with her presence. And what cage did our Marwalker here let you out of?
Oh, you know me. A different age, a different cage.
May I help you?
Ugh, now you get to see the true cost of the animal drought. It is wasting this place away, consuming it, allowing these infesting creatures to pass into our lands. I do hope you are as talented a warrior as your fame proclaimed.
Give no credence to the rumors of rebellion.
Ooh. This is something I can do later. Pique Nadja's interest. Just gotta kill more mobs in this area. Let's go ahead and turn this in, though, to deal with the, you know, the fact that I have 8 stacks of weakened soul.
Much obliged. These torches keep the effects of the Enmire at bay. Even scares away the Devourers for the moment. Only lasts so long, though. I miss the good old days of only having to worry about manifestations down here.
There we go.
Stick with me. You know heroine.
Ah, good. No one got 8. Carriage is ready to go when you are.
Be a brick, and don't tell them mean bosses I ain't assigned a gig.
Give me just a moment. Alright, we're almost done. Just 5% more. This should do it.
My blade could be yours to command.
That was fun. I have not felt so alive in centuries. Everything about you is just different and invigorating. I can continue to assist you until you are ready to leave the Enmire, but then we will need to part ways for a time. I have some unfinished business regarding someone who put me in a cage.
I am a blade in need of unsheathing.
140 trinket. Your attacks have a chance to deal 981 additional physical damage. Here we go.
Always getting bigger. How you all doing?
Right, lads, all aboard?
We must part ways for now, as I have some vengeance to dispense. I do hope our paths cross again. Try not to die.
See you later, Nadja.
Be on your guard. Draven and his lackeys may still be lurking nearby. Draven is one of the few remaining leaders of a failed rebellion. There are those disloyal Venthyr and Stoneborn who believe the Master is responsible for the anima drought. Such heresy.
Heresy?
Come, let us proceed on foot. I do not fancy being flung off a cliff again. Sire Denathrius looks forward to me introducing you.
We are not getting the carriage through that. This is unacceptable. The Stoneborn rebels have ambushed a convoy intended for the Tide Lord. He is the local harvester who rules this ward. We need to get through this mess. The bridge on the far side of this conflict leads to Darkhaven. The Master typically keeps us some of his own Stone Legion forces there. Carve us a way through. Marwalker, destroy any who would delay us. We must not keep Sire Denathrius waiting.
Rumors regarding the drought? Oh, woefully overstated. Trust in the Master's plan.
I serve at the pleasure of the Master, Sire Denathrius. He was the first, you know, and those of us who came after were remade in his image. This is not some simple raid or protest. These Stoneborn mean to steal the anima this convoy was carrying. That anima was destined to be tithed to the Master. There is a drought on, and we cannot let these vagabonds and miscreants steal our hard-earned anima. Recover the tithe if you can, and I will see to your notoriety.
Give no credence to the rumors of rebellion.
I'll give someone's left eye to see the realms you've seen.
Right, so them Devourers are going to start creeping out.
We should split up to avoid being an easier target. Try not to die.
I just realized he also... I didn't catch he was also saying some... You with the ugly face ride the carriage off in a different direction as a distraction. Start creeping out of the Enmire soon. And with the anima drought putting the squeeze to the fangs, well, we ain't getting help from them until it's too late. Our stretchers could use someone in your line of work. Professional destroyer, as it were. If you can spare the time, meet me out at the Dredgewood. We'll scoop up a couple of lads and see if we can't make a stand.
This drought's gonna be the end of all of us.
By the way, I am aware that I actually have still not done this right here. I think we'll do that in the next video and just kind of, at some point, next time we get to a Flight Master, just, you know, I can just fly back to Ardenweald to that, you know, the person running the area and be able to turn that in after we do that done.
The Stoneborn rebels have left behind recruitment pamphlets. Recovering these for the Venthyr excuse me, may earn some much-needed favor.
Oh, the poor horses. Is it strange I'm getting some similar vibes between the Venthyr and the Gilneans? Like in terms of architecture and the fact that they had the same horse models. I know, and some of the buildings and such kind of reminds me of the Gilneans. It's just interesting.
It's too far away.
Well, that was rather rude.
My fellow Venthyr, do not believe the lies subjected upon you by Sire Denathrius and his loyal ilk. The sycophants who follow the Master do so for power and greed, the very sins we work so tirelessly to expunge from the souls who are sent to us. Rise up, Revendreth. We must overthrow this tyrant who would call himself our master. Join my cause. Humbly yours, Prince Renethal, Harvester of Dominion.
It's too far away.
room. Whoa, we got a big one right here. Oh my goodness. Oh, is he not getting credit for this? And he's just like, well, forget this then. Anima caster. Canister, excuse me. The anima within is struggling to escape. Interesting that apparently anima wants to actually escape. Ah! I'm usually pretty good at those. Oh, hold on. Let's try this again. Hey, got it. Ah, it's right over there. Abandoned spoils. Wait. Yeah. Oh, I don't know if I can actually make that. Can you get to it from the other side? I don't think so. Ah, well. Let's see. There's another pamphlet over there. By the way, going back to what I was saying earlier about Denathrius, it's interesting that the Winter Queen immediately endorsed having us go see him. Like, she didn't even consider if there's anything suspicious or anything. She immediately was like, go see Sire Denathrius. Now, I do get what she's saying about how they're probably extremely good and talented when it comes to their technique actually getting anima, since anima is one of the things we really need right now. But it's surprising to me that she apparently trusts him that much, that she just was like immediately telling us to go see him. Didn't even like hesitate or think about it for a second. No, just there's nothing about Denathrius that apparently she finds suspicious whatsoever.
You a builder?
I find that odd.
Them new treasures ain't gonna make themselves. I see you decide to get your hands dirty and join us gents in the labour pool. This muck pool is all out of order. The animal shortage has taken its toll here for sure. You see, the pools require filth and fibre to grow dredgers effectively. The problem is every time I try to treat the pool, the dang devourers are on my back. Now the untreated muck is starting to coagulate into these elementals. Can you go and toss some of the filthy rubble into the pool to restore it?
When you get 8, them fancy shoes of yours is mine.
Players are fishing here. Oh, because there's apparently a toy. A fishing toy. Oh, that's a big one up there. Just tossing rubble into the water. Hey! Hey!
I'm out of range.
Apparently these things are not too happy. These mucks are not happy that I'm tossing these into the water. So apparently there's a toy that you can fish out of here.
Fancy food, eh? Can I have them when you die?
So infused rubies is going to be a currency here for stuff. Huh. Track all nearby creatures and objects that need infused rubies.
For the master. Oi!
I can smell it from here. Thanks for that.
Yeah, mind yourself. Drought's making this real.
Fix up the muck pool so we can make some dredges, but them devourers are gonna keep causing trouble. We're gonna need a gem of binding so we can dredge up a biggin to protect the pool. I'll show you how to dredge up some disposable dredges to work with for now. Get 'em digging in the rubble to find us a gem of binding, and then we'll reshape 'em all into a biggin to kick them devourers out of here.
Be a prick, and don't tell them mean bosses I ain't assigned a gig.
Oi, down here, Morewalker. Work, work, work. It's all we do. Bah! Take me to the problem.
I have to throw him at the rubble?
Get going. I don't have all eternity. Okay, I do, but I don't want to spend it with you. This pile of rubble ain't too big. Should only take a minute. Looks like we got devourers coming in hot.
I need to get closer.
Alright then, looks like my job's done. Back to the pools for me. Alright, got the gem.
Stick with me. You know heroing, but I know Revendreth.
Got a bit of Devourer gunk on it, but it'll have to do.
When you get 8, them fancy shoes of yours...
Thanks for getting the stone. While you were out, I went ahead and dredged up a few more folks. Now we just need to reshape these dredges into a biggin.
Yeah, mind yourself. Drought's making this realm extra dangerous.
Oh, then it's time to make us one of them big lads. Oi, you 3 need to get in there, too. Chop chop. Alright then, let's go, lads.
Brutus here, ready for clobbering. Brutus ready. Brutus ready to smash Devourer skulls.
Dredger Mucking 101. The finer points you need to build a dredger, required for any muckety mucks to oversee dredger building. Board Buddhist and quell the Devourer incursion.
Up on Brutus, let's get to stomping.
Ah, we also have to close those rifts. Gotcha. Kick this thing on like, yeah! Yeah, pretty much.
Smash!
I'll bet you that's the next quest, isn't it? Whoa. Whoops. Okay, now we're apparently supposed to go take that thing down.
Drink muck.
What exactly is that stuff made of? That apparently is healing him. There we go.
Boot to smash! What is the job done, it seems. Let's get going then. We here. We'll just get back to the pool now.
You a builder or a breaker?
Nice work. Big uns can be a bit much sometimes.
I told the lads you're solid.
I have many lucky doos you like. Good fortune to our friends.
Stop! Browse!
Well,
Alright, what do you say we now head towards Darkhaven?
Welcome to Revendreth. Trust in the Master's plan.
Stop. Okay.
I serve the Master.
Your talents in combat show promise. Perhaps with a few more centuries and a little humility, we might make something of you. Excuse me?
Rumors regarding the drought?
What have you found?
Woefully overstated.
Well done, mortal. Stoneborn require anima to exist. Without it, they return to their stone form. Their supply hurt them more than destroying 30 of their rebels.
Revendreth is resolute.
Uncouth and vile documents, but written in a rather elegant hand. The prince always had better penmanship than sense. Ugh, vile things! Give them to me, and I will see them properly disposed of. Here, for your troubles. Perhaps this reward will help wipe the filth of these documents from your fingertips. Actually get a handkerchief to clean the filth from your hands. Across this bridge is the hamlet of Darkhaven. It is fortified by those loyal to Sire Denathrius. These pitiful rebels would not dare to approach it. However, getting to it may prove challenging. Here I shall carry the anima. You make sure no one throws us back into the Empire.
Trust in the Master's plan.
He just keeps on going.
Ah, Darkhaven. They welcome anyone here. No sense of propriety. At least up in the castle, there is an order as to who is permitted.
So I just want to repeat what he just said.
They welcome anyone here. No sense of propriety. At least up in the castle, there is an order as to who is permitted.
Yeah, you remember what I said about aristocratic vampires? The smugness, the arrogance, yes. Yes, they are all beneath me. Yes. This is a shining example of what I'm talking about right here.
Welcome to Revendreth.
It may not look like it, but this rebellion is on its last leg. Those who stand against the Master are fools, who will know a new form of pain and suffering. The Stone Legion is not even here yet? This is an outrage! If we do not do something quick, the rebels will overrun this filthy hamlet. Here, take the anima and go activate a few of the Stoneborn along the periphery of Darkhaven. Take whatever is left over to the Quartermaster and tell her to do her job. I will try to commune with the Master and see if he can send reinforcements.
Stoneborn are fanatically loyal defenders, typically. The rebels have been swayed by pretty rhetoric and lies.
Alright. Really? How close do I have to get to those things? Also, is there an innkeeper in this town? There is a flight master right here.
And so my watch continues.
So they're like gargoyles. Like the ones from the cartoon.
By your command.
I kind of like that. Of course, I also loved that cartoon when I was growing up, so... Stone by day, warriors by night. I can never get low enough to replicate Keith David's voice.
By your command.
That's also a very low voice. It's very hard to replicate.
By your command.
But yeah, I've actually tried to replicate the voice of Goliath that Keith David does. It's really hard.
I awake, and so my watch continues.
Oh, there is an innkeeper over here. Wait, what? I think I went the wrong way. That must be for level 60.
Figures. First new soul I see in ages is still alive.
Welcome to Darkhaven, mortal. We can arrange a coffin for you if that is to your liking. I also have an assortment of vintages stretching back to the time of the Black Empire. I had the dredgers dust off a few casks since I heard a denizen of Azeroth might be in the region. What are your desires? Well, first off, let me buy my Hearthstone here. Oh, very well.
Oh, look at you. So full of life and free will. Never forget, how you live determines your eternity.
He has a lot to say.
No more excuses. The Master will have his tithe of anima, or I will see to it that everyone in this miserable hamlet are exiled to the Ember Ward.
The Tithe Lord. The Court of Harvesters Quartermaster. Interesting. Mistress Mihaela?
Darkest greetings.
Our village is beset by rebels on one side, Anathris' loyal tyrants on the other side, and an anima drought is ripping our reality apart. And then you walk out of the maw and into my hall. Are you here with good tidings or doom? Can't it be both? By the way, what do you have? The Court of Harvesters apparently is the faction here. Serve tea with your Sibnir tea set. Yes, serve some tea. Ooh, a feast of gluttonous hedonism. Set out a feast of gluttonous hedonism to feed up to 35 people in your raider party. Restores 48,000 health. So this is like the next level of feasts that you can get for your raid. Requires Shadowlands cooking 75 and Court of Harvesters revered. It also requires 10 spinefin piranhas, 10 silvergill pikes, 10 tenebrous ribs, 10 phantasmal haunches, 5 Elysian thades, 5 smuggled Azerothian produce, and 5 rich gaze of milk, and 5 least wheat flour.
A revitalizing jewel doublet. A court messenger. Contract for the Court of Harvesters. Ah, the contracts. We're already getting those up. And you only have to be friendly in order to get it. Oh, wait, no. Wait, hold on. What? Huh. Oh, enter a contract that allows you to gain reputation every time you complete a world quest in the Shadowlands. And then... Oh, if you want to get, I guess, make that as an inscription. Huh. The cosmetic back piece. Yep, it's a tombstone with a gold chain. Illusion Sin Sedge. Nope, can't look at it. Court of Harvester's Tabard. Ooh, the Court Sin Runner. Gotta be exalted with this group to get this mount. Nice. I like that. As far as horse mounts in this game goes. Ah. Casting a spell grants sagacity. Stacking up to 10 times when you move, you are able to cast while moving for half a second for each stack. Huh. Interesting.
May you rise ever higher.
This is all that remains of our tithe? The Tithe Lord is not one for excuses. We may need to gather a second tithe quickly, or he will condemn us all to the Ember Ward.
Be seeing you.
You come during strange times. Every day the tithes we must pay to the Tithe Lord increase, and our ability to get anima dwindles. What souls we have to work with here are near their final judgment, and we lack the resources to harvest them without endangering the hamlet. If you have the ear of Lord Chamberlain, then you might be able to pass a message to the Master himself. Here, take this letter. Please see it makes to the hands of the Chamberlain. Unfortunately, the Lord Chamberlain's gift isn't sufficient to cover the entire tithe that we are expected to provide the Tithe Lord, but it will make a good start. The loss of the tithe convoy is a terrible blow to our village. Our little community is already suffering greatly from the drought and the need to meet the Tithe Lord's demands. Still, we must all do our part. We have little time to accomplish this task. Can you help? Get the tithe from villagers and scour the area for every forgotten drop. I am a tax collector.
You must see my tailor. They can make you something that...
Get the tithe from villagers where you can and scour the area for every forgotten drop. To his high exaltedness, the Lord Chamberlain. My lord, our humble hamlet of Darkhaven is beginning to crumble under the weight of the tithes demanded by the Tithe Lord. Our plea for more souls has been ignored. What souls we do have are nearing their final judgment and are quite dangerous to harvest without the help of Stoneborn, which we cannot afford the anima to activate. We need help. Could you please bring our concerns to the Master? He is wise and will understand the crisis we currently face. We are loyal servants of the Master, and are getting caught between the rebels and the Tithe Lord's oppressors. Please, help us to help the Master. Your humble servant, Mistress Mihaela, Quartermaster of Darkhaven, loyal servant of the Harvesters and the Master. So they... Forgive me, apparently my balls are finally dropping. Sorry to be crude there for a moment, but... But it seems they are very, very convinced that Denathrius is apparently in their best interest. Now, what I find interesting... I guess I would like to know more about Denathrius' history. Was he actually a good leader to his people for a long time, and then perhaps recently turned to being a evil bad guy? Or was this always his thing, and they just were completely blind to it all? I wonder. Anyway, this has now gone on for over an hour, this particular entrance into Revendreth. And, normally I would want to go continue, but honestly, right now, I actually feel like I want to go ahead and take care of this. We got this quest to go into one of the dungeons over in Ardenweald, and I want to go ahead and, of course, show that. I want to show each of the dungeons if I can. So, instead of continuing with the story right away in Revendreth, we will actually be heading back to Ardenweald to go into the dungeon for one of the places there called Tyrna's Scythe. Stay tuned.